Okay? Marketing is all about testing and measuring. If you don't do that, you're wasting your time. Okay? So this is where we get into the KPIs. Somebody want to read definition of the KPIs? Go ahead.
Set of quantifiable measures that a company or industry uses to gauge or compare performance in terms of meeting their strategic and operational goals.
What does it mean?
Ever reach your goals?
Okay, it's milestones along the way, right, on the path. These are the things you're going to check. And you may check them weekly, you may check them monthly. I like to compress goal setting to as low a period of time that gives the strategy enough time to start working. But if it's not working, you know it quickly enough so you can tweak it, eject it, whatever you need to do to change. But when somebody says, yeah, I got these goals on a yearly basis, I go, how often do you check back on them? Yearly business plans for small business owners, for me, doesn't work. I like them in 90-day increments with 3 to 5 important things to do within that 90 days and the KPIs to go along with it. Goal setting is key. You have to do it. I like to talk about SMART goals. Somebody know what that means. Have you ever heard the term? Leah has, because she's actually been in a lot of these things. Goal needs to be specific, measurable, hence the key performance indicators. Achievable. It's got to be realistic, right? It's got to make some sense. Most people say it has to be results driven. I like to say that it needs to be relevant to the business. I mean, it has to have a significant impact on either the bottom line or safety issues or operational issues, but it has to be significant to the business. And it has to be time specific. So that you can, at the end of this time period, you're going to know whether or not your goal is working. Any questions on it? I usually get a few. Sorry. We can talk about some other stuff. Choosing the right KPIs is important. Right? KPIs for the sales force are going to be totally different than the KPIs for the accounting department. Everybody in your organization should have some goals every quarter, and you need to give them a report card. Your key performance indicators are the report card. How you doing on that? Okay? And you talk to them about it. Change strategies, tweak it. What do you got to do? It's also great for HR. If you do this as your review process, you have very few problems if you have to get rid of somebody. Okay. Goals do not live in a vacuum. They're part of the system. So you have to goal setting, which is the identification of something that's important to you. Strategy development, how are we going to attack it? Right? Implementation and action steps, the actual pieces of the puzzle that you're going to have somebody or you do to start getting some results. Your tracking, KPIs, and then your results are basically what happened at the end of the time frame you're talking about. So you'll know whether or not you achieved those results or partially or whatever. Okay? I want to do this real quick. I want to give you a look at a SMART goal sheet. This is based on just an example of called a paint store. Okay? So the goal of the paint store is we want to increase our dollars per transaction by 10%. There's your goal. We want to do it in the next quarter. Time specific, measurable, specific. Okay? Now you go to the strategies. Well, what we're going to do is identify which products need to go with paint to complete a project. Brushes, tarps, stir sticks, I don't care. The other really happy part of that is those are also things that typically in a paint store are going to carry a higher margin. So you're leveraging two strategies, right? Dollars per transaction, and just trying to drive that through higher profit margin items. There's a profit margin strategy there. Okay? So then, Identify the items that need to be completed to build this project. Come up with a check sheet, and you train your people. Why to do it, how to do it, and here's the checklist. Oh, Mr. Smith, you got 9 cans of paint. Do you have enough buckets? Do you have brushes? Do you have rollers, roller pads? Just give down a sheet. No, you know, I really need that. They'll go 10 miles to buy the paint. They won't go 10 miles when they decide that, oh, I forgot to get this. They're going to go down to the local hardware store or some other place closer to them, and you're going to miss out on that sale. Right? So this is what I'm talking about, a SMART goal sheet. You write these things out, and you have strategy and tactics, and then you come up with the KPIs on the bottom here. And these are the things that they're going to use to track these things. I'm not going to go through it. If you guys want, send me an email. I'll send you an example. It's worth looking at and, hey, do I do this? I also have a white paper that talks about defining, will get you started on a process to define your unique selling proposition. Send me an email, tell me what you want, I'll send it to you. No money.